The best thing about being a graphic designer is, well, designing. It's one of the most rewarding things to actually create something from nothing. One of the toughest things? It's getting paid by clients and using that left side of your brain to make sure that you stay on top of your billing and your business side of what it is that you do. Sure, you love designing, but you gotta get paid. So what are the ways to make sure that clients pay you on time and consistently? Want to find out? Let's check it out. Number one, and it is by far the most important way out of everything that I'm going to show you today. And it's relatively simple. As a matter of fact, it's probably the easiest one out of the bunch. Maintain good relationships with your clients, period. That alone will set you up for massive success going forward, and maintain the fact that the rest of these steps become a lot easier. What do I mean by maintaining a good relationship with your clients? Imagine, if you will, the relationship that you share with a waiter or a waitress or a hostess at a restaurant. The nature of that relationship and how that pans out over the course of you having your meal and then having them submit a bill at the end and you pay it. We've all been through the experience of a bad waiter or waitress, right? All of us have. And what do they get at the very end? A very bad tip, if no tip at all. Maintaining a great relationship, one where you can consider your clients, not clients necessarily, but friends. How would you talk to your friends or family? You're very comfortable around them, right? You should be equally as comfortable around your clients. Get to know your clients on a personal level. Know who they are. Know more about them. Do they have hobbies? Their kids, their family, where do they live? If I have a relationship with somebody that is cold and transactional and based on just services, I'm less likely to really consider helping or paying that person versus somebody who I know, love, and trust, who would be my friend or somebody in my family. The second way to get paid, this is going to sound stupid. Submit your invoices on time. Now, I'm a graphic designer. I love designing. I absolutely love designing. Do I love billing? No. That's why I'm not an accountant. I'm a designer. So inherently, it's a left-brained thing to do for designers, is to understand the billing process and their finances and stuff like that. It's absolutely critical to the survival of you as a freelance designer or as a small business. You have to do it and submit your invoices on time. On par with this is how you conduct yourself in being able to deliver work to your clients. So what do I mean by that? Your client should know when you're delivering the work, and then on that day, deliver it. Second round, deliver it on that day. Your third round, which should be your final round, I only allow 3 rounds for my clients. Your third round, deliver it on that date. If you act as somebody who is very punctual and very connected to their work, when it comes time to submit that invoice to your client, who is really your friend, they're going to pay you. They're going to pay you more so than somebody who is very sloppy and loose with their schedules. Oh, I'm not able to make the meeting today, I'll see you Friday. If that's how you conduct yourself with your business, they'll be a little lax in paying you too. That's a fact. So submit your invoices on time and be very punctual with all the work that you're delivering for your client. Third way to get paid, use cloud-based billing services or invoicing services. This is software like Intuit or FreshBooks or QuickBooks or anything like that. Some of you may already be using it, and that's great. But use the preferences within those softwares that allow you to deliver automated communication to your client or your friend. Constant communication to them to let them know within 10 days of when your bill is due that the bill is coming. Within 5 days, within 3 days, and then eventually the bill comes. Setting those preferences up so that your client is aware that your bill is on its way before it shows up. When it finally does show up, they're more apt to pay it. The next way to get paid, consider setting up a retainer with your client. So say, for example, you're developing a website for your client, and it's going to take over the course of, say, a couple of months, which could be the case. You've got photography that you need to take care of. You may need to design their branding. You'll need to do the wireframing for the website. So there's a lot of work that goes into that. It's a big project. You can set up a retainer with your client where they pay you over the course of time. How that helps in many different ways. Number one, your client is not nitpicking over the fee that they're seeing at the end of every month. They know that they pay a certain amount every month as part of a retainer until the project is complete. That benefits you and them. You don't have to haggle back and forth with them. You get what you need, they get what they need. The transaction is a lot cleaner when you handle it using a retainer. The next way to get paid: set up payment terms and late fees. Now, this isn't the best thing to do, especially in a new relationship with a client. To hold them to payment terms and late fees in a contract upfront is something that most clients will likely just ignore. And it's very tough to enforce, but it's also good that you have it so that if you had to enforce you getting paid and you'd worked on a large project that was worth thousands of dollars and the client wasn't paying you, you have everything written down. So establishing those payment terms and those late fees upfront as part of a contract is a good thing, and it's a certain way to make sure that you're going to get paid. If you don't have formal client contracts, there's a great link below where you can check out how to put them together. And then something else to keep in mind as far as your net fees for late fees. Usually after 30 days, it's about net 3% or net 5% of your overall invoice. That's general standards for the industry. Next up, ask for a deposit. This is by far one of my favorites, aside from treating your clients like family or friends. Asking for a deposit up front and letting your client know that there are likely outside costs that you need to be able to pay for to get the project rolling. You might need a photographer to come in and to shoot stuff for your website. You may need an illustrator that needs to create art for you that you need to assemble within your design system. So there are a host of different things, but more importantly, you also want to get paid, and you're going to start working on the project, so this becomes part of your payment. And usually clients will give half up front, and if they're not willing to do that, then a great way to do it is just to break up payment into the rounds that you're going to be using to deliver to your client. Break the payments up into rounds that are tied directly to when you're delivering the work. Say you're delivering all the work within 3 rounds, which is what I normally do, anywhere from 3 to 5 rounds, no more than that. So in round 1, you're probably showing your client initial layouts, right? Say it's a logo. You're showing them 3 ways in of what they can get for a logo design. They pick one, and at that time, they pay that bill. So even before you presenting, they pay that bill, or you remind them, payment's due for this. If you can do me a favor and just send me payment for it, I'll submit an invoice tonight so you can pay round 1. And then the same for round 2 when you go back in with more of a final layout, and then round 3 when you deliver final assets. Do not deliver final assets without getting paid. Maybe they didn't pay round 1 or 2. Before you deliver final assets in round 3, get paid first, because you lose all leverage at that point. You've delivered the work, they've got all the files and everything they need, and they're moving on. If you're carrying your client through 3 different rounds of you developing and presenting content, by the time they get to the 3rd round, they're dying to get these assets. They're dying to get their new logo. They're dying to get their new website up and running. So payment comes before delivery. Make sure you get paid by that 3rd round and then deliver. Next one is billing more often. So instead of waiting until the end of the month, put that on a cycle so that it's happening every 2 weeks, maybe even every week, depending on how many clients you have. You may just want to get bills out there. The more consistently you have a flow of invoices moving out of your studio, the more consistently you will be getting payment back in. And the last way to make sure that you get paid, I'm going to go right back to the beginning. Establish a really good relationship with your clients. Period. It is the most important thing, and it deserves 2 spots in this list. So hopefully you've liked the information you heard today. If you have, do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and share with a friend. I'm going to be putting together some more videos in the future about graphic design, how to inspire people to become graphic designers, and how to make money as a graphic designer. Thanks.